Hello everyone. We are going to discuss a very beautiful poem, Wandering Singers. The poem depicts a nomadic way of life in which they spread the message of love through their singing. So let's know about the work and life of the poet Sarojini Naidu. She was a celebrated poet and a patriot who was born on February 13, 1879 and died on March 2, 1949. She was a playwright and Indian independence activist too. She was the first woman to become the president of the Indian National Congress and to achieve the post of the governor of Uttar Pradesh. It was said that her poetry was so beautiful and melodious that it could also be sung, and that is why her collection of poems, The Golden Threshold, brought her recognition as Bulbul-e-Hind or Bharat Kokila, the Nightingale of India. In the poem, we get a glimpse of the lives led by few tribal communities in India and their outlook on life. She describes the nomadic and selfless life of a group of wandering folk singers. The sole purpose of their life is to spread love and happiness, singing songs of long lost things. The wandering singers find true happiness by moving around freely and leisurely. They surely understand the true spirit of life that is ever changing and uncertain. Their life is like a musical journey with notes of both happiness and sadness. And the wandering singers keep singing through all the ups and downs of their life. So, children, let's start the poem. Where the voice of the wind calls our wandering feet through the echoing forest and echoing street. So these two lines show that the wandering singers move from one place to another. They move through the dense forest or busy streets of city and towns. They are as unpredictable as winds, as wind could blow in any direction. In the same way, wandering singers move to any place. With lutes in our hands, ever singing we roam. All men are a kindred, the world is our home. So, they sing. The wandering singers sing continuously as they roam with lutes. Children, lutes are a stringed musical instrument. So they have got lute in their hand and they keep singing and roam around different places, be it towns, cities, or forest. They consider all human beings their extended family and the whole world their home. So all men are a kindred. Kindred means relative. So these wandering singers consider all human beings their brother and they consider this world their home, the entire world their home. So all men are there, all human beings are their extended family and the entire world is their home. In this line, through echoing forest and echoing street, the word echoing has been repeated. It has been repeated to put focus on the melodious songs sung by wandering singers. And through their songs, they present or express their mixed emotions, and their songs, which comprise of varied emotions, actually resonate through the streets of the cities and towns and forests. So children, let us read the second stanza. Let's go through the first line. Yes, so our lays are of cities whose lustre is shed. So in this line, the poet tells us that the wandering singers sing about the glory of grand cities which no more exist. The line also shows that the listeners would be fascinated to the songs of glorious past of grand cities, and the song of its grandeur is sung by the wandering singers. So the next line, the laughter and beauty of women long dead. So in this line, it is said that these wandering singers sing about beauty and happiness of women, which has been robbed by the wars or by the time. And also and the third line, the sword of old battles, the crown of old kings, shows that the subject matter of the songs sung by wandering singers also include the life uh, led by the kings, by the great kings. They also sing about ancient battles and kings. This stanza has both the elements of happiness and sorrow. Happiness is reflected in grandeur and joyous nature of lives of the people, and sadness is reflected in the fact that all things, no matter how great, do not exist now, and they are a thing of past. So children, you may have noticed that the pronouns we and has been used in the poem. That means the speaker of the poem is the group of wandering singers, and the first two words here are lays. It means songs. Here in this poem, the word lays means songs. So let's move on to the next stanza. What hope shall we gather? What dreams shall we sow? So the people belonging to the singing nomadic tribe, they cannot settle down at a place. So they cannot nurse a hope or could have a vivid dream about their future, because they do not know where will they go and what will they do next. They cannot dream of prospering in one place since they are a wandering tribe. Let's read the next line. Where the wind calls our wandering footsteps we go. So children, these wandering singers have been nomadic tribes for generations, and they think that they are destined to live without attachment to family or place, and they are like wind. They may go in any direction, just like a wind which goes in any direction, which moves in any direction. They too move into any direction. Here the word where the wind calls stands for the word wind calls stands for songs sung by wind, and it appears to them that the songs sung by winds actually call them in its direction, and they follow the calls of the wind. No love bids us tarry. This line means that no amount of love or affection or attachment can force them to live at one place. Tarry means to be at one place for a longer duration of time. So these wandering singers say that no love or affection could stop them from moving or could force them to be at one place. No joy bids us wait. So no matter how great the joy or happiness is at the present place, they would move on. They would move on and they would discover new joys, and nothing can bind them to one place. So, the voice of the wind is the voice of a fate. Here, in this line, the poet says that by the voice of the wind, she means the song of the wind, and these wanderers, wandering singers, they are forced to follow the song of the wind. They derive happiness in their detached and melodious way of life, moving anywhere at the call of the wind, enriching their life experiences and accepting the life as it comes. So let's have a look into the poetic devices used in the poem. The poem is musical or lyrical. The rhyme scheme of the poem is A A B B C C D D E F F. So the first poetic device used here is alliteration. Alliteration is the occurrence of the same letter or sound at the beginning of closely connected words. Where the voice of the wind calls our wandering feet, the W sound is repeated in this line, and therefore the poetic device alliteration has been used here. And happy and simple and sorrowful things. The S sound, simple, sorrowful. So the S sound has been repeated here, and therefore alliteration is used here. The another poetic device used in the poem is repetition. A repetition is a literary device in which a word is repeated. A word is repeated a few times to make an idea clearer and more memorable. Through echoing forest and echoing street, here the word echo has been repeated to attract our attention to the songs sung by wandering singers. Their song echoes in the forest and in the streets. What hope shall we gather? What dreams shall we sow? So here, what hope shall we gather? What dream shall we sow? The question, what shall, the phrase has been repeated in this line. This shows that there is a doubt. There is no certainty. These questions shows uncertain way of life which they are leading. The voice of the wind is the voice of a fate. So here the word voice is repeated, and here the voice of the wind is actually the song of the wind and is the voice of a fate. So this repetition of voice strengthens the idea that the song is their life, and they find music everywhere they go. So the message of the poem is that detachment from worldly ways can bring joy. Children, there is a wanderer in all of us, and we actually need to learn the art of singing through our happy and sad times. So thank you, children.